we've burbled on about introductions, Sven-Ari. Perhaps we've not introduced ourselves enough. What do you think?
I think you're right. Maybe it's time, but introduce ourselves as facilitators. It fits well. Carien van Horne sent us a question after one of our shows. How did it all start for you guys? Why are you facilitators? How do you become facilitators? What would be your tips to start off if you want to be a facilitator? Stephen, how did it start for you?
University administrator, new project on the horizon. I mean, I was working managing peer supporters, and there was this opportunity to help the way the university worked, to move into this lean type thing. And so we started bringing people together to try and solve problems, try and improve the way the work worked. And it was with groups, and it was getting them to get the best out of each other to make change. And then someone said, oh, you're a facilitator. And I said to myself, oh, I'm just a facilitator. And it took me a long time to realize that there is no just about being a facilitator. What about you, Sven-Ari?
Good point. My story is similar. I could draw it back to my youth, but I won't. But I've discovered that what I've been doing and what I like doing is stuff that we now would call facilitation. But I'm a lawyer by trade, by education. I'm a lawyer. But at some point in my career as a university administrator, I said yes to opportunity that arose around lean. And what do you think, Stephen? Lean is about facilitation. That is what we do, right? But it was years after that someone, as you had discovered, that someone said to me, well, this is facilitation. And then I started to discover and think about facilitation as kind of a trade or skill like we think of it now. So it was not a grand scheme of plans from when I started school that in 30 years' time, I'm going to be a facilitator.
I had those kind of experiences, which I can see facilitation in that when I was a kid. That time when I was in Boy Scouts, that competition, and the team worked really well. And it wasn't me, but it was the team doing it. And there was something about how we structured things, or how I helped structure things, which enabled that to work. So I can see that thread going forward.
So let me just, the parallel to that in my musical career, I can see in hindsight that I've been the musician who's been enabling others to perform well or develop well as a musician. So, but it's in hindsight, so it's been a discovery.
There's something in that taking opportunities. I don't think lean is necessarily about facilitation. I think it's who we are brings that to it. So I think there's two thoughts for me here. One is following opportunities is really important. You know, if you want to get started in facilitation, maybe just there will be opportunities that arise. Could someone help organize this meeting? Who would share the thing? You could just say yes to those things. The other thing is, it's also about what you bring to it. Over the past few years, we've seen the rise of visual facilitation, which is amazing. I can't do it. I've tried. My handwriting is awful. But there may be something that you can bring, which is different and unique and special about you, which will help inform the facilitation going forward. What are your tips to starting out, Sven-Ari?
I like that, Stephen. My tips would be I want to highlight, follow opportunities that arise, but also there's loads of information now out there where you can read about stuff and have tips from other facilitators on how to start and what to do, like this podcast, for instance. But if you do that, look for that information, but also look inside yourself. What can you bring with you that will take it to the next level?